Meghan Suspicious Silence Dissected, Separation from Harry or PR Agency. Why is Meghan Markle so quiet these days? That is the biggest question after she didn't jump into any events for 3 whole months. And well, today there is a real news article out claiming that they need a separation to figure things out. So if that's true, then we should find out more later on, or if any other newspapers happen to pick up the story, hopefully we'll find out some more information. Of course, WME is unable to find any real work for Meghan because she's proven herself to be a liar and an all-around horrible person. And there is this Hollywood writer strike happening right now, and Meghan Markle is toxic. If she were intelligent, then she would admit herself into a mental hospital for a real evaluation, instead of always trying to scam everybody and play the victim card. Nobody believes her anymore. Poor old Meghan Markle didn't receive an Emmy for that documentary that was filled with a bunch of lies. Yeah, that same one where she had the gall to make fun of the beloved, respected Queen Elizabeth II, the grandmother of her own husband. Nobody wants to speak with her. Meghan Markle is irrelevant. She always has been, and she always will be. So maybe she'll finally give her PR team a chance to clean up her image instead of just forging ahead on her own, making her own decisions. Thanks to her own behavior, her reputation is in the toilet. There is a permanent red scarlet mark for the whole world to see. Now at this point, nobody can forgive her nasty behavior over the past few years because the sheer amount of the times that she has crossed the line in her retaliation efforts and her self-promotion has made the public feel absolutely horrified and disgusted. At this point, she's just a freak show. And one of her biggest problems has to be the fact that she doesn't believe she can be wrong. She doesn't know that she's got a problem. Instead, she believes everybody else has a problem, and that's why they're so mean to her. She is never the cause of her own messes, so no psychological treatment would ever work for her. Meghan Markle has proven herself to be a liar time and time again. She leaks out private conversations that she secretly records. She did not win that award that she tried to bribe to get, and I'm glad. Well, and of course, there is the other issue. Has she really separated from Harry, or is this just her PR agency trying to get her in the news? I believe she's waiting for Harry to finish throwing himself under the bus. I mean, with the interviews, with the book, and all that. So when, not if, Meghan finally files for a divorce, she is going to use all of that as evidence that Harry is an unfit parent, and so he shouldn't have custody of the invisible children. I don't think WME is a talent agency anyway. I think they're just PR people. They are working so hard to try to uplift Meghan's image and get her to the point that somebody wants to work with her. Well, they have quite the uphill battle they're facing, and if they're not being paid a lot of money in advance, I mean, who knows if they ever will be. We all heard about how she didn't pay Sunshine Sachs. Now, I know technically that's just a rumor, but I believe it 100%. Karma is headed her way, and just about every person on the planet with any sense has seen right through Meghan. Everybody understands that she is a horrible excuse for a human being. Meghan is soulless. She doesn't have any substance. She has no integrity. She's not compassionate. She has no conscience whatsoever, no moral compass. I mean, are these enough reasons for her to stay silent? She should really be hanging her head in shame, but this is another emotion that she clearly cannot feel. Supposedly, Meghan Markle felt embarrassed by what Harry put in Spare, and also, of course, that South Park episode, so now she's plotting her next PR approach. Narcissists do usually go underground for a while after they're humiliated publicly. This is also the real reason why Meghan did not attend the coronation. She knew that she was going to be booed, and after what happened at St. Paul's, she couldn't face it again. So she used Artificial's birthday as an excuse, but it was only that, an excuse. At this point, Meghan Markle is kind of in a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation. If she comes up with something and gets herself in the news again, oh, the people at the Gossip Rags are going to have a field day. But if she stays quiet, they're also going to have a field day. And I would add that in the past, many of these gossipy people are journalists that obviously represent her, like Scooby-Doo. And when Sunshine Sachs was still working for them, they had their fingers in all kinds of media pies. It is obvious what clout the two of them still have with the media, and it's also clear there is some distance between the couple now. And of course, when I'm talking about the media, there are different types of media people. There are some credible media sources, and then there's the group that's not credible and just cares about what's going to sell and what's going to generate the most clicks. But anyway, Meghan realizes they messed up when they sold the royal family for cash. I mean, trying to embarrass them, trying to hurt them, trying to shame them, and letting the entire world know that Harry hated being the spare. He was so angry that he was not born first. He let everyone know how incredibly jealous he has been of his older brother his entire life, and also that he wanted Prince William's wife to kiss up to Meghan Markle. And he let everybody know how insulting she was towards the Queen and the royal family, how Meghan Markle simply didn't care for their etiquette and their protocol. So now the whole world is asking, how could this prince give up his family, his country, his friends for his horrible wife and a life in the US because they're not going to be forced to compromise their royalty for Harry, especially after Harry threw them under the bus for his horrible wife. And now there's not any more drama to sell. There are no more secrets, and they're running out of money so quickly. I mean, of course, the royal family isn't going to speak with them anymore. The well truly has run dry. And it's because nobody can trust them, and I don't blame them one bit. I think at this point, the royal family just figures they can love them from a distance, or they can just allow Hollywood to run the royal family through Meghan and give them even more nonsense for another book that's going to go down in history, and never ever going to be erased. If someone only apologizes because they're running out of money, well, that apology does not mean a thing. I hope the church where they married can work on a road to reconciliation with the family. They could help with reconciliation with the both of them, since they did this whole mess in front of the entire world, the church and the devil especially. And I don't believe there is any PR agency out there who could possibly clean up Meghan Markle's image. She is what she is, and most people already know that. They have not gotten her any real work. I mean, they've got a few rumors out there that she was going to be the face of Dior, yeah, right, and she was going to have a role in The Bodyguard, again, yeah, right. But soon enough, these rumors are put to rest. And the very fact they're out there in the first place is only because there are no actual offers in place. But I guess they're willing to accept the money from Meghan if she's willing to keep paying it. Personally, I do not believe any big breaks are going to come her way. I mean, she's over 40. She was a minor actress at best. She's also publicly been described as talentless and work shy. For many citizens of the UK and the Commonwealth, and for that matter, my country, the US too, it was that curtsy Meghan did in their docu-series, mocking the late Queen, which really sealed the deal. It was actually a lot worse than whatever Harry put in his book. After all, Brits have always known Harry as a spoiled brat, so not many people were surprised by what he put in that stupid book. If they had been invited to the coronation and Trooping the Colours ceremony, and if they had acted right, then maybe they would have had a chance at redeeming themselves. But then they had to go and do that fake New York City car chase. Well, that just made them look even stupider than before. Meghan needs to be locked up in a mental health hospital for at least a year to have a full evaluation. It is so clear that she desperately needs it, but not only her, Harry too. I mean, poor Harry, after he got together with her, he had already been having some mental problems himself, and then Meghan destroyed him even further. So it looks like now the two of them truly have lost their minds, and everybody can see it. According to the royal expert Ms. Jana San, we need to beware of the typhoon. She explains, if you ever read that blockbuster novel, recall that the heavy winds stop for a brief moment as the eye of the hurricane passes overhead. The winds stop, the sky becomes blue and sunny, and in early times, before people had weather reports, people came out of their shelters to rejoice. She continues, saying, then the hurricane's eye moved past, and the fury of the hurricane resumed with greater fury. The winds roar in the opposite direction, and the backside of a hurricane is always stronger and more destructive. Worse, the people found shelter from winds approaching from one direction. Now that the backside approaches from the opposite direction, many are doomed. For those, especially the mentally handicapped prince himself, who will be destroyed when the eye of the hurricane soon passes, they should be very afraid and prepare themselves. That does include all the families on both sides. God save the king and his family.